How's it going, gamers? Today we got some Cycle Frontier gameplay for you, but I got 5 tips to help you out whether you need help getting more kills or you need help surviving more or you're just starting off. I got 5 tips that I found on Reddit and from just players that I've played with who have given some tips that will help you survive, get some kills, and overall come back to the shelter with some loot after the raid and not hopefully have so many bad runs. But if you guys do enjoy today's video, definitely hit that subscribe button. Also join the Discord and check us out live on Twitch where we're always grinding live. But let's get into it. Alright, the first thing and what this whole game was designed probably and based around was the sound. And you kind of need to really use headphones if you're playing, and if not, you know, it's totally gettable, but headphones is where it's at because the sound in this game is super important. Whether you're doing PvP or PvE, you can tell when a monster is aggro and gonna chase you just based off of sound, which is actually helpful because you don't have to spend so much time looking at one monster or looking in an area, especially if you're doing jungle runs. But overall, sound, especially in PvP, is obviously important because of footsteps. You can actually talk to people in this game, and overall will help you when you're running and trying not to die. So if you get a headset, use a headset and crank it high because sound is very important, and there's lots of sound cues to hear that you'll finally pick up and know what's going on in the situation you're in. Alright, my second tip I have for you guys is about the inventory, and sometimes when you're trying to get things in or out of your inventory, it needs to be quick, especially if you're out in the map and you don't want to get shot by a person that's just trying to get you while you're looting. The best thing to do is right click to auto add or take away something from your backpack, and then double left click to add the backpacks, to add the armor. Anything on the right side of your inventory screen, you're gonna double click, and anything on the left side, you're gonna right click. Well, it's double left click, yeah, and then right click for the backpacks. So right click is on the left side, and left click for the double click is on the right side. That could be confusing, but overall you're gonna double click for the helmets, the shields, the backpacks, and your guns, and then you're gonna right click with anything you want to get out of your backpack or your inventory. Now, like I said, this can be helpful because sometimes you can, well, at least when I was first playing and first starting off, I was taking so long looting, and I would die sometimes mid looting because it was just taking so long and I didn't know what I wanted and want. And now that you get some experience, you kind of figure out what's good, and I could do a video on what to drop and what not to drop. But overall, you know, it takes some time figuring out what you know you need or don't need or you need for quests, so it's kind of situational. But overall, the quicker you loot, the quicker you get out of there and the quicker you survive that situation. Alright, for our third tip, and a nice tip that I kind of found out only recently because I just didn't think of it, is the ping system. Now, it's middle mouse button first off. I think that's the default, at least that's what I had, but the pings are obviously important for when you're calling out maybe a monster, but overall I think it's mostly used in PvP when calling out a player and trying to relay the position to one of your teammates. But the pings can be used for fall damage because fall damage, let's be honest, it's a bitch in this game. I've died to it, we probably all died to it once, and it was with loot that we wanted, especially when you got focus crystals and you're running out of the jungle and you just die to fall damage instead of, you know, I can't relive that situation, I really can't. But overall, you can use the ping to see if a drop is too far or not, because if a drop is 10 meters or more, or 10 meters or less, you're gonna be safe. But if it's 11 meters and on, you should be sketchy about it. You might die, and especially if you have a full backpack. The weight of your backpack also gives you more fall damage, so if you have more weight in your backpack, you're obviously going to take more damage. So honestly, fall damage is nothing to mess with. You want to get out of there alive, so don't even, if you're going to die to something, don't let it be fall damage, alright? But overall, use the ping system, try and see if it's 10 meters or below, because that's safe. If it's not 10 meters or below, I would be sketched out, and choose wisely. So for tip number 4, I have stamina as the topic. because stamina in this game is a little bit of like a learning curve, I guess. Basically, the stamina is just super harsh in this game. But the more you learn it, the more you kind of can know what it's about, and you can kind of better equip yourself. So basically, if you're at like 30% stamina or less, your character is going to start breathing super loud, and honestly it's super loud in the proximity as well. So basically, if you're at 30% or lower, you're A, slow and can't run, and B, giving away your position even more because you're just loud. And stamina replenishes quicker the more stamina you have. So people try to stay at about 50% or more because the stamina will always regen quicker the more you have. So it just makes better practice to have more stamina and overall be able to have more stamina when you need it. It's just a consumption thing that you're trying to economically have a lot of it, and a lot of us, you know, it's more of like a background thing. It's not too important until you need it, but if you can practice it and just kind of get it in your head and stay around the 50 to 30% or higher, you'll be good to go. Basically, don't underestimate your character because he be chancho sometimes. Alright, so the last tip that I have for you is on Storm. Now the storm is something that happens in the raid not every 5 minutes, but it lasts for 5 minutes. So in that 5 minutes, the sky gets really dark, it starts raining, and there's a storm on the map. And that storm can cause damage to you. So a lot of people say to go inside, but you can actually just stay under something outside as well. Like I've been in the jungle, a storm came, I had a ton of focus crystals, and I just stayed under a log, and I even survived from that. I tried this again by going to the jungle again and going to the backside where it's safe of the labs, and there's a little ledge that you can go under, and you're not inside but you're just under something, and I was also okay. So to stay safe from the storm, you don't have to be inside, you just have to be under something. But the storm in general is something that I'm not super familiar with, other than I know that it can damage you. So if you're trying to stay safe and you're just trying to wait it out, you can just be under something and you'll be okay. So the extra bonus tip I have for you is to use your mic. If you're squatting up with people, definitely, if you need to squat up with people, go to the Discord for the Cycle Frontier. It's super easy. They have looking for groups and a ton of voice channels, so you're basically always going to find someone to play with. So if you've been playing solo, check out the Discord, and also use a mic to communicate, because that's kind of what the game's about, playing with your friends. It's going to be easier, and even if it's just not friends, if you can meet some cool people and get a cool squad going, it creates a lot of fun times. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, definitely hit that subscribe button. Check us out live on Twitch. But that's all I have for you guys. Hopefully this helps you survive more on the frontier, but we'll see.